Hey guys, so I just got back from the theater from seeing Krampus. Um, this is a movie that intrigued me from the get go. Even before I saw a trailer for this movie, it kind of piqued my interest because for two reasons. I kind of liked the story that they were making a horror movie, Christmas themed horror movie based off their German legend that I didn't, being not German, I didn't know much about it, but I knew that a lot of it was a legend that a lot of Germans would tell their children to kind of get them to behave. I was sitting there like, all right, that could be kind of unique, a little horror film. And also it's being directed by the guy who made Trick or Treat, Michael Dougherty. I love Trick or Treat. That was a damn good horror, one of the best horror movies in the past decade. It's a movie that kind of has gained the cult status, underground cult status, ever since it came out on DVD. Originally, that movie was supposed to come out in theaters, but for some reason it didn't. But it came out on DVD. Like, I mean, it was one of those movies that I remember everybody telling me about. Any critic that had saw it, gave it a lot of praise, and like I kept wanting to see it, but it didn't come out until like originally it was supposed to come out like 2007. It didn't come out on DVD until like 2009, 2010, something like that. I can't remember right, but I remember really loving that movie, and I was like, all right, I want to see what this guy can do next. This he goes from making a Halloween themed horror movie to a Christmas themed horror movie. Okay, why not? And the trailers for this movie looked a lot of fun. It had a lot of people I liked, like David Koechner, Tony Collette, Adam Scott, three comedic three actors I actually kind of like. And it looked like it was gonna be a lot of fun. It looked like it wasn't taking itself way too seriously. It looked like a pretty fun little horror flick. Things started to worry me earlier this week when reviews for this movie haven't popped up until like about a few hours ago, and that was worrying me because it was like usually, when we don't get see reviews for movies pop up, that's because the studio will not let critics see the movie, and usually that reason they don't let critics see the movie is because it's bad. I was like, oh man, like that really started to worry me, and also the fact this movie was rated PG-13 kind of worried me. I really thought going until about a week ago that this movie was gonna be rated R. It looked like it could be a pretty hard R flick. I mean, Trick or Treat was a pretty hard R flick. But like I said, I was kind of optimistic, and you know what? This movie is unique. That's the best way I could put it. It's different, and it's different, and it's an alright little flick. I don't know if I would say to see it in a theater, pay full price to see it. I would say maybe a rental, maybe even a cheap theater. And this is a movie that, like, it's good. It is a good movie, but I don't know if I can recommend seeing it at a full price at a theater. It is a pretty damn funny movie. I'll say that. Like, it's a movie that mixes horror and the comedy very well. Like, you got people like David Koechner and Adam Scott in the lead of this movie. And so you know that this is going to be a really comedic role, and also a comedic movie. Also, I forget who plays the actress that plays the aunt. I've seen her in a lot of things, and she's always the comedic character in any film that she's in. And she's the rude aunt that nobody can stand. Like David Koechner is David Koechner. He has a lot of great lines in this movie. I love David Koechner. Adam Scott is the straight man basically in this movie that is trying to keep his whole family together. And Tony Collette plays pretty much almost every role Tony Collette's ever played. I love Tony Collette though. This movie is very unique in that it borrows heavily from a lot of different Christmas themed movies. including two that I can name off the top of my head: Gremlins and Christmas Carol. Yeah, I'm not making that up. It borrows a little bit from the Christmas Carol, and I'll talk about that in a minute here. Gremlins, the way it borrows from Gremlins is that there's a lot of like the Krampus character has his own little minions, and they're like they take the form of like an evil stuffed teddy bear, a jack-in-a-box that swallows children whole, not making that up, and also demonic gingerbread cookies. Those things were fucking great. They were like Gremlins. They reminded me of Gremlins. And like they have some pretty. There's a funny scene with David Koechner fighting a bunch of gingerbread cookies. It's as goofy as it sounds. It's done like it's done in a like tongue-in-cheek way, and it works. I thought it's pretty funny. Like David Koechner blowing these gingerbread cookies away with a shotgun. And then, like, one point, the dog eats one of them. That's pretty funny. Even at one point, one of the kids gets abducted. The fat kid, of course, gets abducted because he's trying to eat the gingerbread cookie. This movie is a movie that's perfect for this generation, and the fact that it's, you know, we're in the generation where everybody like hates, like everybody's very negative on Christmas, and we're in the middle of this what they call war on Christmas and everything else. And this is the type of movie that like is fitting for this generation, and that like this movie tries to show you what happens if you don't believe in Christmas, believe in Saint Nicholas or Nicholas or whatever you want to call it, or any of that stuff. What happens? You will get abducted by a giant goat creature and taken to hell. I'm not making that up. It's that kind of movie. I mean, like I said, this is a movie that has demonic gingerbread cookies. That was great. Like I said, I love the gingerbread cookies in this movie. Some of the creature designs are pretty goddamn cool. I liked Krampus. I loved the look of Krampus. I thought that was really cool. I liked, as I said, the gingerbread cookies, the jack-in-the-box. All the creatures were really cool. The elves were a little weird. There are elves that just pop up out of nowhere. They were just looked like people in masks, really. Yeah, like I don't know much about the German legend, so I just know that that's a thing that, you know, Germans tell their kids and stuff like that. I don't know how accurate, you know, or how true to the legend this movie is. As far as negatives go, this is a movie I don't have much to say about other than as far as negatives go, this movie does feel like it is really, really rushed. It does. Like, I swear to God, the movie... Oh yeah, before I forget, one thing I want to mention. This movie has one of the best opening credit sequences I've ever seen. The movie opens with, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas playing, while they're showing, like, scenes of, like, Black Friday shoppers trampling over people, knocking people down, kids crying while they're seeing Santa and all stuff like that. It was really funny. It was probably the best opening credit sequence since the Vacation movie that came out earlier this year. Even people that hated that movie will admit that opening credit scene was pretty goddamn funny. But as far as negatives go, like I said, this movie feels very rushed. And the fact that, like, the movie introduces the characters, like, pretty quickly, and the family very quickly, and then all of a sudden the kid rips up his letter to Santa, and Krampus is already there. Like, out of nowhere, Krampus just pops up. Like, you're like, oh, I guess he's already here. It's like, oh, okay. Like, even at one point, I swear to God, like the daughter's trying to go to her boyfriend's house, and like within a span of seconds, it goes from night or day to night. I thought that was weird. Anybody else think that was weird? Maybe I'm the only one. I really didn't understand why that happened, and then like Krampus just pops up out of nowhere, and that's his introduction. And then like the very end is very rushed. Like they get to it's like to the point at one point, like the elves start taking all the people, and you're like, if it was that fucking easy, why didn't they do that in the first place? It didn't seem like they really had any trouble getting these people. I don't know why it took them that long, this long in the movie, to start abducting people. It is like, I was like, it feels like, and then like I said, the ending, it really feels rushed. Like for all that build up to the ending, it kind of feels very, very rushed. Like things just start happening very, very quickly. Also, the ending to this movie is kind of weak. It is. This is one of those movies like Unfriended, where I felt this movie could have ended 5 minutes before it actually did, and this movie would have actually been really good. I would have gave it a lot of praise. Like the movie Unfriended could have it had a very good like place to end the movie, but it just kept fucking going, and it had to add some fucking stupid jump scare that did not need to be in there. It felt like the studio stepped in. This kind of has this movie has this kind of feeling too, in that this movie tacks on what is like I'm not making this up, a Christmas, like an ending that is similar to a Christmas Carol but with a twist. And like this movie could have ended in a really dark place, and I think it would have been really good. And this movie does end in a dark, it has a dark ending, but it also has a really fucking like, in a movie that didn't rely on cheap jump scares throughout the whole movie. It was genuinely like a somewhat terrifying movie. I wouldn't say this movie was like absolutely terrifying, but this movie was a horror movie. Like, I was really liking this movie. One of the reasons why I was liking this movie is that it didn't rely on cheap jump scares. And then at the very fucking end, they had her do a jump scare, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's the cheapest way of cheapest cliche in a horror movie I've ever fucking seen. I hate jump scares. They're not scary. They're weak. They're, it felt like part of the ending felt like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but the ending did feel like probably the studio stepped in and changed the ending to this movie. I did. I mean, I knew where it was going when it happened, but it's like, I was like, because there was a point where they cut to black, like 5 minutes before the movie actually ends, and I thought the movie was over, and it didn't. It just kept going, and I'm like, God damn it. This movie is, like I said, it's a fun little horror flick. I wouldn't say it's gonna be like a classic holiday themed horror movie like Trick or Treat was. This is, I like Trick or Treat a lot better than this. And also this movie definitely, you can tell it wanted to be an R-rated film. It did. I guarantee there's like an R-rated cut of this movie. The only violent thing in this movie was like, very briefly, David Koechner shows his leg that got bitten. There's blood all over it, but it cuts very quickly to something else. So yeah, you can tell this movie wanted to be an R-rated film, and I think it probably could have. It probably could have helped a little bit if it had an R rating. But yeah, like I said, I would recommend this movie. It's like but I also wouldn't I don't recommend seeing it in the theater. As far as trailers go, I didn't get anything new. It was all the same horror trailers I've gotten before. The Forest, The Witch, which is a damn good trailer. A lot of trailers I've seen before. nothing new. So I have nothing new as far as trailers go. But I'll be back next week with In the Heart of the Sea. I'm interested in how that one is. That's a movie that I've been getting trailers for about a goddamn year, so let's see if it's actually any good. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.